Most people spend their whole lives trying to become enough for everyone else. They try to look successful. They try to sound confident. They try to stay productive. They try to appear unshaken. But inside, they still feel tired, disconnected, and strangely empty. Was. And the reason is simple. They are trying to build a peaceful life without building peace inside themselves first. Was. That is where this video begins. Because the real lesson from Good Vibes, Good Life is not that life should always feel good. It is that you can learn how to live with more self-love, more clarity, more gratitude, and more calm. Was. Today, I want to walk you through 20 powerful life lessons inspired by Vex King's message of healing and self-respect. These are not fake motivational lines. These are practical truths about the mind, the heart, and the way a person slowly rebuilds their life. Was. So listen closely. Do not rush through this. Let the words land. Because one of these lessons may be the exact thing you needed to hear today. Was. Let us begin. Lesson 1. Self-love is not arrogance. It is not ego. It is not pretending that you are better than other people. Was. Self-love is the decision to stop abandoning yourself. It is the moment you stop talking to yourself like an enemy. It is the moment you stop accepting pain, disrespect, and exhaustion as normal. Was. It is the moment you finally say, "My well-being matters too." Was. A life without self-love becomes very expensive. You pay for it in bad relationships, weak boundaries, unstable emotions, and constant self-doubt. Was. But when you begin to value yourself, even in a quiet way, your choices start changing. You eat differently. You speak differently. You tolerate less. You respect your own peace. Was. And that is where healing begins. Lesson 2. Your life does not change only because your circumstances change. It changes because your thinking changes. Was. If your mind is filled with fear, then every problem will look bigger than it really is. If your mind is filled with shame, then every mistake will feel permanent. If your mind is filled with self-belief, then even hard situations begin to look survivable. Was. Your thoughts are not harmless. They are instructions. They tell you what to notice. They tell you what to fear. They tell you what you deserve. Was. And over time, they shape the way you move through the world. So do not underestimate your inner dialogue. The mind you repeat every day becomes the life you experience. Lesson 3. You cannot heal what you keep hiding. Was. You can distract yourself. You can stay busy. You can pretend you are fine. But buried pain does not disappear. It waits. Was. And eventually it shows up in your habits, your temper, your silence, or your exhaustion. Healing begins when you become honest about what hurt you. That honesty can feel uncomfortable, but it is clean. Was. It removes the confusion. It stops you from pretending that everything is okay when it is not. Sometimes the first real healing sentence is not, "I have moved on." Was. It is, "That hurt me." Was. And once you can say that without shame, the healing has already started. Lesson 4. If your confidence depends on other people clapping for you, then your peace will always be unstable. Because applause is temporary. Was. People will praise you one day and ignore you the next. They will like your progress, then compare themselves to it. They will call you inspiring when you are winning, and disappear when you are struggling. Was. That is why living for approval is such a trap. It turns your life into a performance. You stop asking what is true, and start asking what will be liked. Was. That is a dangerous way to live. Real growth begins when you stop asking, "Will they approve?" and start asking, "Does this align with who I am becoming?" Lesson 5. Some people think being available to everyone all the time is kindness. It is not. Sometimes it is self-abandonment. Was. Your energy is limited. Your patience is limited. Your mental space is limited. If you give all of it away, you will have nothing left for yourself. Roz. Protecting your energy means choosing carefully. It means saying no when necessary. It means stepping back from people and situations that keep disturbing your peace. It means refusing to carry chaos as if it is your responsibility. Roz. This is not selfish. This is survival. Because a drained person cannot think clearly, love deeply, or grow properly. Lesson 6. Gratitude does not erase pain, but it changes perspective. Roz. When you are grateful, you stop seeing only what is missing. You begin noticing what is already holding you together. The small things matter again. Sleep matters. A quiet meal matters. A safe room matters. One honest conversation matters. Roz. That shift is powerful, because a mind trained in lack becomes restless. It keeps chasing, comparing, and complaining. Roz. But a grateful mind becomes steadier. It sees enough. It slows down. It becomes less desperate. And when you stop living from emptiness, life starts feeling lighter. Lesson 7. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. It is not saying what happened was okay. It is not excusing cruelty. It is not pretending the wound never happened. Roz. Forgiveness is refusing to keep carrying the poison. Because resentment does not punish the other person as much as it punishes you. It keeps the pain alive in your body and mind. It keeps you tied to an old injury. Roz. Forgiveness is freedom. It is the decision to stop letting the past keep taking space in your present. You do not forgive because they deserve it. Roz. You forgive because you deserve peace. Lesson 8. If you wait until you feel like changing, you may wait forever. Motivation is unreliable. It rises and falls. It appears in good moods and disappears in hard ones. Roz. Discipline is different. Discipline is what remains when excitement leaves. That is why meaningful change is built on repetition, not emotion. You do not become stronger because you felt strong one morning. Roz. You become stronger because you kept showing up on the days you did not feel strong at all. That is the difference between temporary inspiration and actual transformation. Discipline is not glamorous, but it is how real lives are rebuilt. Lesson 9. You cannot keep planting your mind in toxic surroundings and expect inner peace to grow there. Roz. The people around you, the conversations you hear, the things you scroll through, the room you live in, the energy you absorb, all of it shapes your state. Your environment either supports your growth or slowly weakens it. Roz. That is why change is not only about willpower. It is also about design. A clearer room, better conversations, less noise, better habits, fewer distractions. Roz. Sometimes the mind does not need a miracle. It needs a healthier environment. Lesson 10. Modern life is loud. Noise from phones. Noise from people. Noise from pressure. Noise from constant comparison. Roz. And if you never step away from that noise, you stop hearing your own thoughts. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is a mirror. Roz. It shows you what is real. It reveals what you have been avoiding. It gives your emotions enough space to settle instead of constantly reacting. A few minutes of silence can do what hours of distraction cannot. Roz. That is why stillness is not weakness. It is a form of restoration. Lesson 11. Failure feels personal until you learn how to read it differently. A mistake is not proof that you are worthless. A setback is not proof that you are finished. A bad result is not the final definition of who you are. Roz. Failure is feedback. It tells you what needs improvement. It tells you where the strategy was weak. It tells you what must change next time. Roz. The problem is not failure itself. The problem is when people turn failure into identity. One bad chapter does not make you a broken person. It makes you a person still learning how to win. Lesson 12. A boundary is not a punishment. It is a line that protects your peace. Roz. If you never say no, people will keep expecting unlimited access to you. If you never state your limits, people will keep crossing them. And if you keep abandoning your own needs, your body and mind will eventually force the issue. Roz. Boundaries are not built from anger. They are built from self-respect. They tell the world, this is what I allow. This is what I do not allow. And my well-being matters. Roz. That is not rude. That is mature. Lesson 13. People love to trap themselves in old labels. I was the failure. I was the broken one. I was the one who ruined everything. Roz. But that is not identity. That is history. Your past happened to you, but it does not get to own you. Roz. What hurt you can shape you, but it does not have to finish you. You are allowed to grow beyond your old story. You are allowed to become calmer than your trauma, wiser than your mistakes, and stronger than the version of you that suffered the most. Roz. Your past is real, but it is not your prison. Lesson 14. Comparison is a silent thief. It steals joy before you even notice what is missing. It makes your life feel smaller than it is. It teaches you to focus on someone else's timeline, while ignoring your own. Roz. And there is no win in that game, because you are comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. You are measuring your beginning against their middle. You are judging yourself while ignoring the battles they never post. Roz. Peace grows when you stop looking sideways all the time. You do not need to be ahead of everyone. You need to be honest about your own path. Lesson 15. A better life is not built in one dramatic moment. It is built in ordinary repetitions. Roz. The way you wake up. The way you speak to yourself. The way you handle discomfort. The way you respond to temptation. The way you recover after a bad day. These small things become your identity. Roz. Not because they look impressive, but because they are repeated enough to shape who you are. That is why the smallest habits matter so much. They are not small when they happen every day. Roz. They become your future in disguise. Lesson 16. A lot of people try to heal only through thoughts, but the body remembers stress too. Roz. It stores tension. It absorbs fatigue. It reacts to neglect. It suffers when sleep is broken, movement is absent, food is poor, and rest is ignored. So healing is not only emotional, it is physical. Roz. You need rest. You need water. You need movement. You need steady breathing. You need moments when the body is allowed to relax without guilt. Roz. A calmer body often creates a calmer mind, and a calmer mind makes better decisions. Lesson 17. Wanting something is not enough. Dreams need direction. Intention needs structure. Belief needs behavior. Roz. You cannot sit still, repeat affirmations, and expect life to reorganize itself around you. Real manifestation is not passive. It is aligned action. Roz. You say you want the life. Then your habits have to match that claim. Your calendar has to match it. Your focus has to match it. Your effort has to match it. Roz. Otherwise, it is just imagination. Dreams become real when belief and action start moving together. Lesson 18. A lot of control comes from fear. Fear of uncertainty. Fear of failure. Fear of being hurt again. Fear of not knowing what comes next. Roz. So people try to manage everything. They micromanage outcomes. They overthink every possibility. They try to hold life still. But life does not stay still. Roz. And the deeper truth is this. Control often creates more suffering than surrender does. You do not have to like uncertainty. You only have to become strong enough to face it. Roz. That is a very different kind of power. Lesson 19. Perfection is endless. It keeps moving the finish line. It keeps telling you that you are almost there, but not yet. It keeps making you feel behind. Roz. Presence is different. Presence says, this moment matters. This conversation matters. This breath matters. This meal matters. This silence matters. Was. A perfect life does not exist, but a present life does. And a present life is often far richer than a perfect one, because it is real. It is felt. It is lived. Was. That is the difference. Lesson 20. This is the lesson everything else points toward. You are not waiting to become worthy. Was. You are not waiting for a better body, more money, a cleaner past, or more applause before you deserve peace. You are already enough to begin. That does not mean you stop growing. It means you stop hating yourself while you grow. Was. And that changes everything. Because self-respect creates a safer place for growth than self-criticism ever can. You do not need to earn your right to heal. You already have it. If you have listened this far, then maybe this video was not just content for you. Maybe it was a reminder. Was. A reminder that peace is built, not found. A reminder that healing is slow, but real. A reminder that self-love is not a luxury. It is the foundation. Was. You do not need to rebuild your whole life overnight. Start with one lesson, one habit, one honest decision, one boundary, one quiet act of self-respect. Was. That is how a life changes. Not all at once, but steadily. And if you protect your mind, respect your body, and stop abandoning yourself, your life will begin to feel different. More grounded, more peaceful, more yours. Was. Now take the next step. If this video helped you like it, share it with someone who needs it. Subscribe for more deep videos like this, and comment below with the one lesson you are taking with you today.